Welcome to Tina Tries. Do you have mountains of change accumulating in random locations? This coin sorting vault can organize the chaos. Next on Tina Tries. Today's print is this super sharp locking coin vault. This file is by Rocco Stuff and can be found on MakerWorld. This was printed on an H2D, an H2C, an X1 carbon, and an A1 mini. I used black PLA, white PETG, and a gold silk PLA. This print took 45 hours to complete and used just under 1.4 kilograms of filament. You will also need some super glue and 5 22 by 8 by 7 millimeter ball bearings. You also need two 30 millimeter long, 5 millimeter diameter dowels, which can be metal and purchased, or you can 3D print them. As usual, I'll link everything in the description below. Let's check out the build. Here are the printed pieces. Let's start assembling, shall we? First step, we have these 4 gears and 4 little inserts that go into these gears. All we're gonna do is put this inside of the gear and push them together, like so. So there we have our 4 gears with the little inserts in them. Next up, I have these ball bearings. They are 22 millimeter outer diameter, 8 millimeter inner diameter, and they are 7 millimeters thick. So these should fit perfectly into the inside of each of these little gears. That is a very snug fit, so you do not need super glue for this step. So I'm gonna put ball bearings in each of these wheels, and then we'll move on. There we go. Next step is to put those gears onto the pegs on this tray. And then we are going to put a 5th set of these ball bearings in the middle right here. So when we put these onto the pegs, you want to make sure that your ball bearings are facing the back of the plate so that when it's on all the way, you're only going to see this flat black collar, not the ball bearings. This is incorrect. And this is correct. So we're just gonna slide these on. So there we have our 4 geared wheels in place, and they all spin freely thanks to our ball bearing. Next up, we are going to put a single ball bearing into the middle here, like this. So there we go. We have our ball bearing in the center. Next up, we are going to put these little locking mechanism arms in. There are 2 different sizes. There is a short one and a long one. The long ones go on the sides and the short ones go on the top and bottom. These pieces have a short channel on one side and a longer channel on the other. The longer channel is the back, and so we are going to set the longer channel against the little ridge on the faceplate. We want the teeth to be lined up with the teeth on the wheels. I am going to put this at an angle and slide it between the 2 wheels so that the teeth line up, and that sets down into the channel. And you should have free movement sliding back and forth at this point. So make sure that the arm is all the way against the back of the faceplate and you should be all set. We're gonna do the same thing with the bottom arm here. So there is our bottom arm. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the side arms. The back side of this has 3 channels, and the front side has a smooth arm in the middle and 2 short channels on the top. These 2 arms are exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which side you put it in on, it will align properly. Just make sure that the side with 3 channels is facing down on the faceplates. And I suspect expect that because these wheels are already in alignment with the two short arms, that we should just be able to slide this one into place. I'm going to put the other one in and then we'll see how it works. Now if I pull these two arms apart, everything should open and close. Nice. So there we have all of our locking mechanisms in place. So you want to make sure that all of the arms, when they're all aligned in the middle, the locking mechanisms are not sticking out of the sides here. That's super important. If any of these are sticking out at all, you're not going to get the door open and close properly. So make sure that everything is pushed in as far as it will go. And now we're going to put our little geared wheel in the middle. This is going to slot right into the middle of that ball bearing that we put in the middle of the door. There we go, snaps right in. Let's try it out. Ooh, very nice. So here is our working locking mechanism. Next step is to put this frame over the door here. It's going to sit flush with the bottom of the faceplate. And one thing to keep in mind is that one edge of this faceplate is slightly tapered and the other one is perfectly square. You want the side that is slightly tapered to be on the right side of your faceplate when you're looking at it. The tapered side means that when we open and close the door on this little coin vault, that it will still be able to slide in and out properly. If you have it the other way, your door is going to get stuck. The designer made these nice little divots on the side of the frame for putting super glue in there. So we're going to put some super glue in each of the little divots, and then we are going to slide our faceplate with the tapered edge on the right side onto our faceplate. And I'm just going to put a little bit on these corners here on the top edge, just to make sure that they stay in place. One last check, make sure that your tapered edge is on the right side of your faceplate. And then this should just slide right over and snap into place. Like so. Perfect. Make sure that everything is lined up. Make sure that all of your arms are in the middle all the way. Make sure that your frame is snapped down. So there we have our door with the frame glued on, and let's make sure that it is still opening and closing smoothly. Perfect. That is exactly what we want. Next up, we have our two door hinges. There are 6 little dots on the bottom here, and there are 6 little dots, kind of like Legos, on the faceplate. So we're just going to add a little bit of glue on each of these dots, and we're going to snap these into place. You want both of the rounded sides to be on the left side of your faceplate. That is going to form our door hinge. So we're just going to add a dot of super glue on each of these pegs, line them up with the underside of the brackets, and snap them into place. So there's one of our door hinges. Make sure the rounded part is on the left side of the frame. If you're going to use silk PLA like I did, be very careful snapping that on. You don't want to put too much pressure on it and have it break on you. Let's do the same thing with the bottom bracket here. Well, there we go. Now we have our 2 brackets for our door frame, and our door is now completed. Now we're going to take the main box for the coin sorter, and we are going to glue in the little covers for each of these coin slots. We have a long door, and we have this L-shaped piece which has little cutouts in the back to fit over these edges on the inside of the coin slots. All we need to do is put a little bit of glue on the edges. You want the divots to be touching the little edges here so that you have a flat cover, and that will help ensure that the coins go into the right slots. So first I'm going to glue on the longer door, make sure that the part with the divots is facing down. And there we have the cover for the quarters. Next up, we're gonna do the pennies and dimes. That's going to set right here like that. Same deal, we're gonna put some glue on the edges in here and then just set the cover on top. The cover for the nickels and pennies is in place. The next step is to take the coin sled and we are going to glue it into the coin slide. So this has a flat side to it that's going to sit on the top of our coin sorting box, and we are going to glue the sled onto this top edge here. So there's a cutout for the coin sled to sit right here. So we're going to put some glue on the edges and this bottom edge here, and then we are going to sit the coin sorter sled on top. It looks like it would not fit because it's kind of a weird angle, but it fits perfectly. So you can't misalign it. Your quarters are gonna match the biggest slide, nickels, pennies, and dimes. So let's put our glue on and then set the sled in place. These three in the middle do not need super glue. And there we have our sled attached to the coin slide. Next up is the slot for the coins. This is going to set into the sled that we just put on, and this has one edge that is recessed a little bit, and the other one is kind of an edge. This edge here is going to sit on the bottom of the sled, and this edge is going to slide into the top part. So I'm just going to put some glue here and a little bit on the bottom, but not too much. I don't want the glue to stick out of the bottom here because that will affect how the coins roll down the sled. So set the bottom edge on first, and then snap the top edge in and slide it over so that this edge meets up with the edge of the sled and everything is flush, like so. So there is our coin slot. Next up, we are going to take our outer door frame and we're going to set our door into the frame here. Line up the hinges, and we are going to take the two dowels and slide them into each of the hinges. So now our door is in the frame, and this should, when we turn it, lock so we can't open the door. And if you turn it the other way, it unlocks and we have a working door. Next, we're going to glue our whole coin sled setup here to the top of the box. So these correspond with these holes right here. The bottom of this is flat, so we are just gonna load it up with super glue. We're gonna line everything up on the back edge of this box here, and then it should be ready to rock once it cures. Take a look and make sure that all of your holes are lined up. And there we have our coin slide attached to the top of the box. Each of the trays are labeled and they stack in order from largest. So we have quarters going in first. So these just slide right in. Next biggest is nickels, then pennies, finally dimes. There we go. And then our door is going to set right in there, but it definitely needs some glue. So I'm gonna put some glue just on the edge here. I don't want it to leak out because I still want to be able to move each of these containers in and out so that I can empty them once they get full. And then we're going to set our door frame in there and push it back in. I'm gonna hold it, make sure it sets. And there we have our door. So it opens like so. You can access all of your coins. And then when you want to close it, turn the knob, lock it up, and you're ready to go. If only I had some coins to show you how this works. I know. Let's see. Let's start with a quarter. Nice. Let's try a nickel. and a dime. And let's try a penny. I'm just gonna keep trying it. I want to see if it works. Let's check out each of the trays. Let's try the dimes. Nice. There are 2 dimes in my dime tray. Let's check out the pennies. I don't know if this dime drawer is gonna slide down or not. It does. Okay, one thing to note, you cannot take out the bottom drawers without taking out the drawers on the top first. Let's see. Nice. We have 2 pennies, we have 2 nickels, and we have 2 quarters. So that is a success. Well, that is fun, and it works. And if you want one of these question mark blocks, check out episode 5, which is Nintendo themed storage, and I will run you through how to make your very own question mark block. Here is the finished coin sorting vault. I love the look of this, and also the locking mechanism is super smooth without using any sort of lubricant. I have not seen this sort a single coin incorrectly, and I have really put this through its paces. Here are my rankings for this project. Ease of printing. This one gets a 9. You don't need an AMS for this print. I didn't have to change any of the file's built-in print settings, and I didn't have any issues printing this one. I did separate some of the pieces onto different build plates just so that I could utilize my A1 Mini and speed up the printing process. But otherwise, I left this file as is. Ease of assembly. This one gets an 8. The assembly process was really straightforward, and all of the pieces fit together really well straight off of the print bed. I do recommend using PETG to print out these locking mechanism arms just to make sure they're really strong and there's no give to these. I do think that PLA will also work for these, but there will be a bit of flex to them. One thing to keep in mind if you are going to use a silk filament like I did for these brackets, be very, very gentle when you're snapping them on here. Silk PLA is really brittle, and you don't want to have to reprint these pieces if you accidentally break them in half. I only have 2 critiques for this project. First, it would be really cool if there was some sort of funnel attachment that went onto the coin slot here. If you have a lot of coins that you're sorting, it does get a little bit tedious having to feed them in one at a time. My other nitpick is that it would be cool if there was some sort of bracket in there that held each of the drawers in place when you removed ones underneath. As it stands right now, if I remove one of these drawers, all of the drawers on top of it fall down to the bottom, and you make a mess, which kind of defeats the entire coin sorting purpose. That's going to do it for this episode. If you liked this, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new episodes. I also do basketball sport reaction videos, so if you're into basketball or you like watching sports reactions, check those out. I'm also open to taking commissions, so if you have something you want to make, send me an email and we can talk about it. Let me know if you want me to try other practical prints in the future in the comment section below, and I will see you on the next one.